Good morning. Thank you very much for coming. I'm really happy you are here. I hope you don't mind I'm taking the video. I have a YouTube channel, so I want to talk and then at the same time I want to take a video. And if it's good, then I want to share the good Dharma Talk. Today, I made sushi. Do you like sushi?
Yes.
I'm very glad. And what do you think the best sushi? What is the best sushi for you? Best sushi. California roll I made. And spicy tuna. Do you like spicy kind? Yeah, that's spicy tuna. And I made corn sushi. The corn is made of tofu. So I made several kinds of sushi. I hope you enjoy. But generally, the best sushi, we can describe that the rice is not too hard, not too soft. And also, the sushi is not too sour, not too sweet. The best sushi is always in the middle way, in the middle class. So we tend to think, everybody thinks, the most happiness is that the richest, that we get the more money, that we think, we tend to think. But actually, as we describe the sushi, the best sushi is in the middle, not too hard, not too soft. So happiness is actually in the middle way. That we need to realize. So over here, Hawaii is a very nice climate. All the year, not too cold and not too hot. So this is like very nice harmony through the year. And also, any kind of food, the best food is not too extreme. It's always in the middle. That is something that we have to realize. And how to achieve the best, happiness is, I think, we need to experience both, hardship as well as pleasure. So if you have having hard time, sometimes hardship, you lost love, sometimes you lost job, that may be a good experience. Because you have that kind of experience, you can be better. That's very important. And so by knowing the lowest part and the highest part, you know the middle. So both experiences are very important. And today I want to share, this is the dragon fruit plant, dragon fruits. And nowadays, Hawaii is actually very dry. And I think a few days ago, there was a bushfire at Koke. Because it's dry and because it's windy, sometimes the fire happens. Somebody throw away, cigarettes, we don't know. But at the time of dry, we sometimes have, bushfire. But what I want to say is that I usually water the plant, but because it's dry and because I was busy, I didn't water the plant. But actually, the dragon fruit plant grew a lot with this dry condition. That means that because the dragon fruit flower didn't have water, he made efforts to look for the water. That is very important because it was so dry. This plant is very making efforts to get water. Oh, I want to have water. Yeah. So this is why they try to grow and grow and grow. This is at the time of dry, water happens. So this means that for our human being, in case of hardship, in case of poverty, in case of sickness, that may be a chance to grow. mentally grow. That is very important. But actually, there is a case by case. Because some plants actually die, like this one, because of no water. Because of no water, so this teaching, then give hardship, give suffering to people. That's actually not depending on the person. The teaching should be different. That is the Buddhist teaching. Everybody different, and everybody has a best teaching that we need to find. But mostly, as a case of hardship, at the time of suffering, at the time of losing love, that may be for you to grow the chance. And so the Buddhism, in a sense, that various viewpoints, looking up from the above and looking up from the below. So by having the various perspectives, by having various viewpoints, you can be very free from that kind of. So I always make example that this height, as you see, it never changes. This height is this height, this tall. So it never changes. But if you look down and look up the height, it can be much higher. It can be much higher. And if you are tall, if you are really tall, you can look down this height. And so this height is actually universal, but depending on the viewpoint, it can be high and low. So Buddhism, that's very important. We change the viewpoint at the time of occasion, at the time of your case, depending on the person, depending on the people. You change the viewpoint, then we can have happiness. Because happiness, the most happiness, is not too extreme, not too high, not too low. It's always in the middle. That's the Buddhist wisdom. So Buddhism regards life as suffering. What does this tell us? Life is suffering. Actually, life has lots of pleasures, lots of happiness. However, by realizing that life is suffering, the small happiness can be like a miracle, very unusual. Like as we get older, we get sickness, we get close to the death. That is actually very natural. But we misunderstand that we don't get sickness, how to get older. We sometimes, especially when we were young, we misunderstand. But by realizing that this is very natural, life is suffering. Of course, life is suffering. So we consider the life, the very lowest part. Life is originally, naturally, and designated the lowest part. Then what happened? Like, today we wake up. This, such a small thing can be happy. Oh, yeah, today it's good weather. That is also happy. Because if we can realize that life is the lowest suffering, that's natural, then everything can be a natural blessing, what we call blessing. So, even though we get sickness, but there might be, because by realizing that that is very natural, then we can have blessing. This is a viewpoint of Buddhism. So, because you are young and I'm young too, and we have many kinds of troubles, sometimes. Then, how do we get over the trouble? This viewpoint, by having the various viewpoints, and all great people in the history experience failure and experience losing something, experience fault, the great fault. But because they experience failures, they knew that the viewpoint to get over, to go improve and improve. Okay, so thank you very much. This is about Buddhism. And so, because everybody different, we have many denominations, many schools, like different type of meditation, different type of sutra, chanting sutra, because everybody different. So that is the way they say that Buddhism has 84,000 Buddhist teaching. 84,000 Buddhist teaching. And 84,000, the number indicates that infinity. As many people exist, there should be many teachings. But the very basic idea is middle way. What we call middle path, middle way is a very basic teaching of Buddhism. So anyway, thank you very much. Let us chant the sutra using the Otsutomeru. Page 12, Oge. 12. With every thought, I burn this incense of discipline and meditation to dedicate myself to the past, present, and future Buddhas of the 10 directions. Samborai. I wholeheartedly take refuge in the Dharma, the teachings which eternally exist in the lands of the 10 directions. I wholeheartedly take refuge in the Sangha, the community which eternally exists in the lands of the 10 directions. 三部条。We reverently call upon the Tathagata of the 10 directions to enter this sacred place. 상계계 하샤그 쇼소 쇼아근고 가이유시 동진시 주신고이시 쇼쇼 inherent greed, hunger, and delusion, born from my conduct, words, and souls. I now repent them all. 10年。ナムアミナブナムアミナブナムアミナブナムアミダナムアミナブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミナムアミダブツナムアミダブ開教芸even after 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter, we now hear, receive, and uphold it. May we understand the true message of the Tathagata. 지세에게 established the unsurpassed vows and shall without fail reach the ultimate purpose. If these vows are not fulfilled, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Should I for countless eons not become a great benefactor and relieve all those in poverty and suffering, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. When I reach the path of the Buddha, my name shall resound beyond the 10 directions. Should there be a place in which it cannot be heard, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Abandoning desire with profound right mindfulness and pure wisdom, I shall cultivate pure practice. I shall intently pursue the ultimate path to become a teacher of all celestial and human beings. Divine power radiates forth, a great light that completely illuminates limitless bands, eliminating the darkness of free defilement to lead all beings out of suffering, opening the eyes of wisdom to extinct the darkness of ignorance, and obstructing the harmful path to provide passage to the gate of fortunate destiny. Fully endowed with all virtues, the Buddha's majestic radiance shall shine brightly in the 10 directions, outshining the sun and the moon, and eclipsing the brilliance of the heavens. For the sake of all beings, a Buddha opened the Dharma storehouse and widely shared its treasures of virtue. Among all who have gathered, a Buddha always expounds the Dharma like a lion's roar, making offering to all the Buddhas and becoming endowed with all roots of virtue. With the vows and wisdom perfectly, a Buddha becomes the hero of the 3 realms. Like the unimpeded wisdom of a Buddha that reaches and shines upon all, I vow that the power of my virtue and wisdom will be equal to yours, most venerable one. If these vows are realized, may the whole universe tremble with joy, and from the sky all the celestial beings will rain down rare and wonderful flowers. 본세계 in the pure. 10年。ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダブツナPage 24, 省略文。法明天上実法世界内部主上聖主者 The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world, and all who fall upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Namu merit through the chanting of sutra passages and the calling of Amida Buddha's name is an important practice in Joshu. This is a time to offer our prayers to our ancestors and beloved ones, as well as to remember them with gratitude for all they have done for us. May we aspire to live fruitful, peaceful lives, while sending our souls to those who are not with us in this world. Let us now offer our prayers so that all living beings be released from suffering and be born into Amida Buddha's pure land of ultimate bliss. Page 26, Stoe Kodo. 何しくどくのせいさいどこつもないしこよあんなとく We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all. And may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace and bliss. 総願下10年ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブアミダナムアミダブツナムアミダブ主上無限誓願の無限誓願者無人誓願地無常もない誓願書自他崩壊の利益無償の苦楽上English. However innumerable sentient beings are, I honestly vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible delusions are, I earnestly vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Buddha's teachings are, I earnestly vow to comprehend them all. However incomparable enlightenment is, I earnestly vow to attain it by all means. I sincerely wish to share the blessing with all beings. Together we are born into the pure land of ultimate bliss to achieve the way of the Buddha. 三将来ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブ May we now call upon all the Buddhas to return to their lands. We offer incense and flowers in appreciation to send them home. We ask for your compassionate guidance and protection. We exhort who have gone before us to encourage us to attain birth in the world.